Hey everyone, and welcome to Lost Resort. This is a live show streaming at you every Thursday. This week, my special guests are Canadian trio Keys and Krates. Based out of Toronto, Keys and Krates have been putting out some of the best live performances in electronic music since 2008 and has recently released their new track Double Dutch on Young Art Records, which is great because that's my label. And I'm so happy to have them on to talk about it and not so many other things. There they are. I was like,
What's up?
man, it's always like this weird thing with these stream shows where you're not operating anything yourself. You're just waiting around, just like crossing your fingers, hoping that it'll work. And I'm like, oh shit, what if they're gone forever? How have you guys been?
Good.
Good. Yeah.
Good as anyone can be, you know?
I mean, yeah, I know. Times are not so normal. But regardless, you guys are all in Toronto right now. How have you guys been doing? So we've been in the sort of quarantine, COVID situation for a while. What's it like in Canada?
It's a lot different, I guess, than where it is probably what you guys are going through. I mean, we've actually had a pretty civilized kind of lockdown and quarantine from the beginning, and I feel like our government surprisingly has been very both like all the different political parties have kind of agreed on how to deal with the whole pandemic, and as a result of that, we're actually on stage 3 now. Phase 3. So we're almost life's almost back to normal. There's a lot of things that are kind of open, and everyone's kind of just enjoying their summer, and yeah, I mean it's not that bad. Really, it's not that bad anymore.
Anyone want to get married? Because I'm looking for citizenship in another country right now. What can I do? Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because, on this program, I've had people talking from various places in the world, typically, either mostly in the US, in different areas of the US. And even in this country, it really varies a lot. Some people are finding that, like New York, people in New York, they had it really rough the very first few months. So now they seem to be in a better position than some of the other places in the US that didn't shut down properly. And, it's quite bad in California still. But, you've gotten to a point where it's just not a novelty anymore. You really accepted that this is just the way it is. I have read a bunch of articles talking about how the Canadian border is having a hard time because so many Americans are trying to like boat their way in or drive their way into your country. So, boy, have the tables turned. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, have you guys been productive in music? Because I know that's always been kind of a weird thing. Everyone's dealing with creativity differently during this time as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all been very just kind of getting to our own hobbies and our own little side things. Just, I mean, everyone looks at this year like it's kind of like the year where whatever you didn't get to when you were traveling and touring so much, this is the time off to kind of do that. So I think we were all kind of practicing our instruments a lot more, kind of just getting into things that we didn't really ever get to do because we were touring all the time. So, and I think one of the things that's fortunate if you're a musician is that if you have your instrument at home, you can actually just practice. So, I think for us, we were able to just do that, and it was able to get our minds off the fact that there was just nothing to do. And so I know that like all of us were practicing instruments for like the first few months and just leveling up on things that we never had time to do when we were touring as much. So I think we've all used this time to kind of just practice and level up on things that we wouldn't normally get to, and we're just trying to make the best of it. And we still are making beats, and actually we've actually been pretty productive. We started our own Twitch shows, and we
join the crowd.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. The whole, I don't know. I found it cool to see how the whole music world has shifted now to being online, and it's just kind of like, oh, this is what we are now. So we've DJ'd online. We've done the live, music festivals. We're jamming online right now. So we've just been keeping busy. We put out some music as well, and a couple of remix packages or a remix package. So we just keep going.
Actually, before we keep going on, I want to say, why don't you guys introduce yourself? So, David, and let us know, everyone in the audience, like let them know what you guys do in your band.
I'm David Matisse. I play keys.
Greg, and I DJ.
And I'm Adam too, and I play drums.
Nice.
Hello,
What up,
boys.
Peking 41111?
Hey, Pekin's in there. Nice.
We see some people from our Twitch stream showing up.
Nice. I like a little crossover action.
Yeah.
Hopefully, people that watch the show will go check your show as well. Do you guys have a when does that happen? Is it weekly, specific date,
Yeah,
time,
like
or?
Tuesday, Matisse and I do a jam, and then Wednesday, Greg does a DJ set, and then Thursday we do another jam. So it's
Wow.
Yeah, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're Tuna and I are doing like a live jamming kind of looping thing. We do it usually in the mid afternoon, and then Greg every Wednesday at 8 to 10 does like a DJ set and just puts on whatever he's feeling and vibes and stuff. So we're on 3 times a week.
Wow. I'm always I shouldn't be jealous because I think everyone, operates at their own speed, but yeah, I'm a little jealous. You guys are pretty productive. I have this.
There's 3 of us.
I have
There's 3
the
of us.
oh,
Yeah.
I forget.
that's true.
I feel like we made ourselves sound more productive maybe than we are too.
Yeah, I guess that
Sounds
like
more
there's only
productive
me,
than
so I just have this. I do
Right,
this.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, I guess I do those DJ streaming like festival things too. But I wonder how far cloning has come along. I wonder if we'll be able to clone ourselves before there's a vaccine, and then I can just like triple myself too, and then I can be a band just like you guys.
We already figured out in Canada these are clones of us right now. The
Yeah,
real
we're not
versions
here.
of us are at home, and this is like the avatars of us.
I just can't. I honestly can't knock anything at this point. The craziest conspiracy theories. I'm like, you know what? Maybe. So, and there's some ridiculous ones out there. I mean, some of them I'm like, that's a little far fetched, but some of them I'm like, you know what? I don't honestly know. So let's play your first track. You guys picked. I wasn't sure if you guys picked all your songs together or separately, but this track is called Track Uno by Krates, and this came out on his most recent album. Oh wait, it wasn't his most recent. It was one before, right? 99.9%.
99.9%, sorry.
Yeah. I like how Greg is like the quietest. You've gotten like there's like a Venn diagram of microphones, and you're like in the middle of it.
Oh shit! There you go. Get in there, Greg.
We could still hear you. I'm not trying to knock. I just like that like it just happens.
talk
Someone's
about it
gonna end up in the middle.
The challenges of having a 3-person band. It's like,
And only 2 mics.
is that the song?
Yeah, long intro. I forgot too. I feel like this is usually when I hear it coming.
Yeah.
Nice one. Every day's a good day for Krates. Ooh. Krates and Nada. That's a good one. You guys should make a Canadian supergroup with like everyone. Who else is in? I feel like everyone's in Canada.
So many people
Yeah, it's kind of like I think most Americans think everyone in America that's an artist is from America, but like I think a third of them is Canadian.
A lot of
You know, it's
producers. There's a lot of beat makers here for sure now.
you know what's also interesting is a lot of American news broadcasters are all Canadian.
Really?
Yeah, like oh shit, what's his name? Oh, crap. I just forgot. He's always referred to as Silver Fox, but now I suddenly forgot his name. Anyone in the in the chat can remember the newscaster? I literally not Drake, but wait. Oh my god, I literally can't remember his name. Anderson Cooper. He's Canadian.
Really?
I believe so. Yeah. Cool.
Huh.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to like Google it now, but I thought he was Canadian.
Someone just wrote he's not.
He's not. Damn it.
Yeah,
Just put it in the
isn't he
chat, he's
son of
not.
somebody super.
Someone there are like a few like big broadcasters that I know for sure are Canadian. Something about I read some article about like how Canadians speak, and it tends to be more. It can be more neutral than lots of like areas of America. I don't know. Fake news.
He's
I'm just
American
here
as a
perpetuating
Trump.
lies right now.
Yeah, we're looking it up.
Yeah, we're looking it up on our screen.
The guy from Anchorman. Real news.
Yeah.
A lot of Twitch streamers.
I remember like being really into underground hip hop, and what was that band? Swollen Members. And I remember like, oh, they're Canadian.
Yeah.
Like, they would-
West Coast
And that's also when I learned that, you know, if you're an artist, an artist in Canada gets like, you know, government stipends or subsidies or something that we don't get here. And I saw them perform. So it was like Swollen Members and the Jizza, and it was in downtown LA. And at this venue that I don't even know if it still exists. I forgot what it's called, but I just remember it being like, not like a huge venue, maybe like 600 cap or something. And Swollen Members just had this massive tour bus. And I was like, really?
Ah.
I was like, wow.
They've always, yeah. I remember in their heyday, they were like.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh, I remember in their heyday, yeah, they were like big in the States. Yeah, I could.
Well, okay, how about this? What are as Canadians, what is your opinion on the idea of Swollen Members? I don't listen to them very much anymore. So
Swollen Members was like, I mean, they were West Coast Canadian hip hop, and there was like East Coast Canadian hip hop, and Swollen Members was more like hip hop that was kind of based with like rock and like a weird skater, and like, at least to me, it was like a weird. Their kind of hip hop had a different side to it.
It's like hip hop for West Coast white people that lived in the mountains.
Yeah, like it was kind of like Kid Rock hip hop kind of thing. So it wasn't really for us. But
Yeah.
you couldn't deny that they definitely had their audience. It just
Yeah.
wasn't really our thing.
it's so funny. Yeah. The only song that I remember from them, they had sampled Organ Donor, or it had the same sample as Organ Donor, and that's the only song I can recall. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but it's also like, you know, it's DJ Shadow, so I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
That's the only song I remember. I mostly went to go see the Jizza, but yeah,
But
that
they
was
were
my
Philly at one point.
first thing. But obviously, you guys have Drake and everyone else now, and so it's like can't win down here.
Oh, did you also know? I realized that a lot of Americans don't realize that. You know that in Canada, our music shops, they allow us to rent music gear and bring it back in the same, without like we can rent studio gear, keyboards, microphones, everything from our music stores and bring it back.
I mean, do you have to pay to rent it?
We have to pay to rent it.
Oh, I thought it was like a library. Maybe it was for free or something.
No, but because I know with Guitar Center and stuff like that, you guys can't rent gear. You guys have to buy it, and that's it. So if we want to rent this, if we want to try a new synth out, we can actually rent it for a month for like a fraction of the price, and then bring it back.
Interesting.
Stuff there.
Yeah.
I feel like I wonder if it's like semantics, right? Because I know here you can buy a guitar, and if you want to, you don't have to keep it. You can return it, but if you return it, there's a restocking fee.
Right.
So I think the restocking fee is meant to make it look like you're not supposed to return it. You're supposed to keep it, and they're charging you. But if you look at it a Canadian way, maybe we're just renting it with the restocking fee.
Except in Canada, you don't even need a credit card or anything.
What?
Like, you can literally walk in there. They're like, okay, give us your parents' name and phone number, and we'll give you the guitar. And just make sure you bring it back in a month.
And if you don't bring it back a month at school, we'll let you rent it for another month, and we'll call it. Yeah.
They're like,
I love how true these positive Canadian stereotypes are.
Give us
I-
your Instagram account,
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
we'll just send you a DM and let you know. It's I remember seeing this meme I mean, I don't know how long ago, like a little while ago, and it's basically this bus that had crashed into something, and on the ticker on the top of the bus just said sorry on it, and it was a meme just talking about Canadian buses. Like the bus had apologized for crashing into something. I thought it was really funny. I was like, damn,
We apologize a lot for sure.
I know.
Do you interact with a lot of Canadians that you're aware of in LA? Like, can you pick a Canadian out? Do you find if you talk to them, you can recognize?
Oh
them
yeah,
about
I mean,
Canada?
because of the out, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
certain ways that people you like Canadians say just like O words that I can hear, and
Do they say sorry a lot? Do they apologize a lot? Because that's what we.
yeah,
I was told that
even
we
the
do that a
meanest,
lot.
even the harshest Canadian I know still apologizes a lot. Even the tough ones still apologize a lot. You know, it's great. I love Canada because I apologize all the time. I remember I used to take piano lessons, and every time I messed up because I didn't practice, I would just tell my piano teacher sorry every single time I messed up playing, and she'd just be like, "Stop apologizing." She's like, "Just practice more." So I was probably meant to live in Canada, but I ended up here.
Did she ever fall asleep when you were doing your lessons?
Did
I
she
had
or
that
did
thing.
I?
Or did she? Did the person?
Oh no, she was wide awake, ready to like smack me. Yeah,
Okay.
no. Korean piano
that-
teachers, they're not falling asleep.
I used to have mine would fall asleep when I was younger and I wouldn't practice. He got so used to me not practicing, he'd fall asleep at the thing.
Is that where you got it from?
Probably like falling asleep, yeah. And I would go and I'd finish the song and he'd be sitting there. He'd be like, oh yeah, that was good. That's good. That's good. Because he got so
Kind of
used to
sounds
me.
like you in the studio. Turn around, you're snoring.
I can fall asleep anywhere, by the way, like that. I can fall asleep. Nope.
That
problems anywhere.
is a talent.
It is a talent. Any plane, anywhere you want, I can fall asleep in seconds.
He just needs a moment of silence. and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
over.
Even at shows, even in the green room with loud music, if I'm tired, I can just pass out. I love it.
Yeah, you know, actually, I feel like I can sleep at inopportune times. When it comes to really sleeping at night in your bed, I'm really bad. Like, I can fall asleep in an airplane. I think maybe it's just conditioning. Now, every time I'm in an airplane, I immediately fall asleep. Though, I think in the beginning that was super uncomfortable. Now I just like sit there and I'm like this with my mouth gaping open. I used to wear masks on airplanes prior to COVID just because my mouth would be open when I slept, so I didn't want people to see. So I would just have the mask on and my mouth would be like that. Yeah.
Did you ever wake up and find yourself sleeping on the stranger beside you's shoulder or anything like that, or that person?
No, because I'm usually like I'll fight to the death to try to get a window seat so I can lean the other way.
Okay.
I know if you're like taller, it's not really convenient to be by the window because you feel like crunched up against the curvy side, but I'm a window person
Me
for the
too.
most part. What are you guys?
He's an owl person.
An owl person.
He has to go to the
I'm a
washroom all the
window.
time.
Yeah, I pee a lot. So
Why don't you guys raise the mic up so you guys
Well, it's if we raise it, yeah.
feel bad?
I guess we could do that.
Yeah.
You guys make music.
There's all this gear here. We
Just
only
like-
have two
I
microphones.
know. And then one's like sinking down and like it's just
There's that like little thing on the crux that you guys can. This kind of shows none of us know how to sing or anything like that.
Greg does. Greg sings.
Oh,
Go on, show him what you've been learning.
I'm waiting. Oh,
I
okay.
don't sing. One of those weird tune jokes.
Next time,
Tune does the dad jokes
Yeah.
all the time. Terrible.
I love when people make. Are you an actual dad?
No.
Oh yeah. See, my favorite thing are I like people that make dad jokes that aren't even dads yet, and I'm like, man,
Yeah, that's Tune. You'd love Tune then. He throws them out every day.
Like
Got a
I
couple
make dad jokes, but dad jokes are like Tune's vocabulary. I would say.
Yeah, yeah,
My favorite.
yeah.
it's
uh,
like how would I explain it? It's not the dad joke that's being said. It's the fact that a non-dad person is saying a dad joke, and that's the part that's funny to me. A bit more meta, just like the idea that you're not even a dad, but why are your jokes so dad-like?
Do you know what the
It
key
is-
to a good joke is? Timing.
What? All right.
This is
Moving
what we
on.
have to deal with with our
So, this brings us to the next portion of our set. So right now in our show, to those tuning in who have never watched this program before, we have a segment where we order food from local restaurants to support them during this difficult time. Many artists have chosen to cook for themselves, to watch out for their health or to work on new skills or because they live really remote. So, what'd you guys get? What's fire in Toronto?
We got some Caribbean food, which if you're from Toronto, you pretty much
so
have
good.
to eat this at least once while you're up here. And
Get yourself a patty. Man, it's
yeah,
so
we got
that's
more than that.
so good. What is it? It's Caribbean food is good out there, and what else is it? Is it Turkish? No, there's something else is really good out there
I
too.
mean, everything is kind of great here. I mean, we have a ton of good Chinese food.
That's
We
true.
have a whole K town here. I know we kind of have most of the same stuff that you guys do out there. Really
True.
great Indian food, great Middle Eastern food. The one thing we don't have a lot of is like we don't have great Mexican food because we don't have that many Mexican people here.
Yeah, because they have to somehow get through America to get to Canada. I bet you if they could, if anyone could just build a tunnel just straight to Canada, they wouldn't even want to come here. They would just go straight to Canada. At least right now. But
Yeah,
I
but we're gonna
digress.
get cold. We're gonna get cold in a few months, and it's gonna be rough. I'm not looking forward to a COVID winter for Canada.
Oh.
It's gonna be really dark and really cold, and it's gonna be that's a winter depression is real up here. So
That's right.
Yeah.
You guys got the dreary skies, and it does get really, really cold.
yeah, and it gets really dark. Our hour goes back, and it gets dark at like 4 p.m. And then it's like, which I think you guys are like that in LA all the time. But in summer here, we have amazing evenings, and it's pretty sunny up until like 9:30 p.m. 10. And we have these amazing long evenings. And then winter comes, it's just gone. You're almost in darkness from like 4 p.m. till the next day, and that with cold, and then with COVID. So I think everyone's kind of getting the most of summer right now while we can. And Toronto's amazing in the summer, but it's like two different cities. One summer, and then the winter comes. It's like two different places. So
Yeah. I don't know if I can live in a place where you need to have snow boots. You know, like, but I like visiting. I love
I don't know
visiting
if I can
Toronto.
live in a place where you get earthquakes.
You know, I've lived through so many, and that's how I can tell someone's not from here. If I see someone freaking out about an earthquake, I'm like, you're not from here.
Right.
You're someone that imported yourself into this LA California culture, because I've gone through so many earthquakes that I can tell when they start to spook me. Sometimes they're just kind of interesting and they're a little fun, but I think that's how I can tell I've lived here my entire life. You know, I'm like,
Honestly,
I can tell it's not
you
a big
know,
deal.
I've honestly, but that's one of the only reasons I wanted to move to LA, and I literally didn't because I'm terrified of going through an earthquake. Like I've been told since I was young about the big one, and I keep thinking, and I've watched those movies on earthquakes that look just catastrophic movies, and I just keep thinking that the minute I move down there, that fault line that you guys are on is going to be the thing. So I'm actually terrified of earthquakes, and I've never been through one, and I know everyone in LA's been through them, and I think we've even had some tremors up here. I've never felt them when we've had them, but I'm terrified of earthquakes and living in LA for that reason.
Snow boots it is for you then.
Yeah, that's the worst we get up here. We have no tornadoes, don't have earthquakes, we don't have any of that really. We just have blizzards. We have ice storms, and they're not even that bad. You know,
I like how you can choose like, well, I'm scared. What happens if you're scared of earthquakes and ice storms and tornadoes and hurricanes? Where do you live?
yeah.
Untouched by any I bet you any place that doesn't have like severe natural disasters probably just has something else going on. Aliens, maybe?
Nebraska or something. Ohio.
No, Nebraska has tornadoes.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they got.
The whole like middle of the country is tornado land, right?
Yeah, I'm quite scared of the idea of tornadoes. I know they're not common, but
They look scary, man.
I'm not trying to get all like swept up in that shit. You know.
No.
Tell me what you guys got.
Well,
You just started eating.
We got jerk chicken, rice and peas and coleslaw. Matisse got a chicken curry roti.
Yeah.
Chicken curry roti. Yeah, very Toronto. Yeah, roti and jerk chicken is very.
They gave us
I
two
know.
forks.
It's just very. Oh yeah, they only gave us 2 forks. That's also very common.
Oh man.
But yeah, it's like staple food for us up here. I don't know, at least for us. So
Sounds so
we all
good.
kind of grew up eating this.
Yeah, it's some. I mean, jerk is traditionally from Jamaica, and then curry roti is traditionally from Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say of the islands, mostly Jamaicans and Trinidadians kind of have the most dominant food spots in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And most people are either getting jerk chicken or they're getting curry roti or curry goat.
I don't know if it's the most common food in Toronto.
No, I'm saying out of the Caribbean, like out of the
Oh,
islands.
yeah,
Out of the islands.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Jamaica and Trinidad
Yeah.
are the most like popular cuisines. And then everyone's usually getting jerk chicken or oxtail or chicken
Yeah.
roti
Yeah.
and chicken curry goats and stuff like that. So it's just what you do.
Sounds good. I know I've had the most spicy hot sauce I've ever had was in Toronto. Someone was like, you have to try this. It's delicious. And they were already giving me this other hot sauce that was already massively spicy. It was like a jalapeno scotch bonnet type of thing. And they gave me this other one. It basically couldn't function until I got to the airport. Yeah, pretty scary, but delicious.
What kind of spot was that at?
You know what? Someone went and got me, like a friend of mine, her name is Alice Hahn. So she was in Toronto the same time as I was, and she doesn't live there, but she has this place where she goes to get patties. So she went and she got me a bunch of patties just as a gift for me. I was performing at a festival, and she's just obsessed with hot sauce, and she can go real spicy. So the patties already came with one, but she's like, she had saved this little container. She's like, I saved this and brought it all the way here just for you. And I'm not sure if she assumed I could eat as spicy as her, but I cannot, and I can eat kind of spicy. And I just put one drop on a toothpick and I put it on my mouth, like on my tongue or my lip or something. And it was just fuego. It was just on fire for like hours. And I didn't even eat that much. I literally just dropped a tiny bit on my mouth, and I was like, I'm not cut out for this.
I remember I was at a Guyanese friend's house growing up, and his family was like kind of laughing at me, like, you should try this hot sauce. And I just took it, and I took kind of like a very small amount, but like what I thought was small. And they all just stopped and like stared at me like they saw a ghost. And I was like, oh shit, like this is about to be. And it was it was the hottest thing I've ever tried. It was crazy. It was probably some kind of Scotch bonnet situation.
Yeah.
It was insane though.
It burns twice, they say.
Yeah.
What did you get?
So, okay, today. So I went really YOLO last week getting all the like Korean corn dogs. So this week I got vegan. This is smoked carrot lox. It's actually really pretty. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up really nice. So it looks like smoked salmon, but it's made out of carrots and it has dill and I assume some kind of cashew cheese and capers on it. Then so that was because I wanted to be healthy because I ate really unhealthy last week. But I still got tater tots, which is, I mean, gotta live a little. And then this like vegan brown butter cookie that looks like really fire. Has like a little bit of salt on it.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, basically I ordered tater tots, cookies, and like one vegan toast. So I don't know if that counts as healthy, but
What's your go-to? Like, what could you eat every day if you were allowed to and it wasn't gonna kill you? Like,
like in terms of just like guilt food,
yeah.
I think fried chicken.
Okay.
I think so. I like toy with it sometimes. I'm like, well, so maybe like ramen or like tacos or a burger or something, but I don't know. I think eventually I'd get sick of eating like fried chicken every single day, but I guess since I don't eat it very often, it's something I really like. Oh yeah, are we having lunch or dinner? You guys are having dinner, right?
Yeah.
Good timing. Let's play another song now that we are ready to eat. So this track is Almeda by Solange. Can I ask why you guys picked this track?
Who picked this one? Not me. Not me. I picked the K Tronada one.
Right?
Yeah. So one of y'all picked the Solange one.
I think you did.
No, I didn't.
Oh no, wait. Maybe I did pick it.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
I did pick it.
You don't need to have a strong reason. If anything, you might just like the song. That's fine.
Yeah, I can't remember why I picked. Let's play it and then I might remember.
I like that. Okay. So Almeda by Solange. This song features The Dream and Playboy Cardi.
Not even in that Florida water. Not even in that Florida water. In that Florida water. One more drink. Sip, 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 sip. I pour my drain on her. Sip, 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 sip. Brown liquor, brown sugar, brown face. Brown liquor, brown sugar, brown face. Black skin, black beans, black clays, black molasses, blackberry to masses. Just sit here fooling around. We just sit here cooling around. We just sit here hot coming down. Pour my drink on, baby, my mind clear.
I have a question for the people in the chat. Do you guys actually like ASMR? Like the mouth close? Like if I ate this tater tot and ate it close to the microphone, would you guys actually be into that? So Jack Morty said no.
That was a hard no from Jack.
There's not a single person into. Okay. So Playa Hayton also. Well, no. Which is good. That's why I try not to eat too close to the mic, you know. Anyone else? Is there anyone that likes it? I'm kind of into it sometimes. Maybe not on a talk show.
I like it with like rain and stuff like that.
Oh, I can't hear you guys.
I like it with like rain and nature, but like food, not so much. 'Cause I find it can be very relaxing, but food, I don't know, it just doesn't do anything for me.
I mean, I must say it's I'm proud of my peoples for creating a weird, like a very unusual culture of ASMR.
What up, Willie Joy?
Oh, shout outs. Willie Joy. Seems like a no though. Not a single person, huh? Sometimes it shows up on my Instagram like explore page and I'm like, let me click on this cute little Korean girl eating a massive bowl of noodles and I'll watch it for a little bit and then I might watch like scroll down and watch a few of them. I guess I'm the weird one.
Someone just wrote it's only for the people that are sensitive to that stuff. It's a brain tinkle thing. Face Nectar 2020.
Yeah. You know, I heard about that too, especially, but I thought that was mostly in reference to like the whispering kind of ASMR. Because, you know, there's kind of like the mukbang ASMR. I guess that's like a different side of ASMR. And then there's the whispering. Like that whole thing is like another side. So even though, Greg, you don't remember why you picked the song.
No, I remember why now.
Okay.
That and the Catronata track, they're both like, when you cut, for me, I guess, I'm probably alone on this too, but when I hear them, I'm like in kind of like wonder. I'm like, what the hell are these sounds all together? Like the Catronata track, when you listen to it closely or like, you know, it's a synth, But for me, when I first heard it, I'm like, what are these sounds? Like it's just it sounds confusing in a good way. And I think also the Solange with those drums, like something about that drum palette is very weird for that groove. I'd never heard that before with like the tom snare with just like a trap, like a very repetitive trap groove like that. And the keys kind of sound very weird chords, very weird sound, and also kind of sounds like live players to me for some reason. And it just sounds like a very weird, brash, bold mix of things. And I like stuff like that, where you're just like, whoa, this is kind of jarring. And I'm kind of in wonder of this. And when I listen to it, it's all simple when you dissect it. But when you just listen to it as a whole, you're like, what the hell is this? That's super cool. Those are my favorite kind of beats.
Yeah, so much finesse, right? Or like it doesn't sound like much, but it takes someone really special to even come up with that combination of like rhythm and tonality, timbre, melody, and all those things.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. This track was actually produced by Pharrell.
Oh,
And
that makes
it's-
sense.
Yeah, you can kind of hear that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of do sound like Neptune's chords when you think about it.
And so it's actually so the song Alameda, I think I might have said Alameda because that's a street here. So Alameda is also an area of Southwest Houston, and basically this song was an ode to Chopped and Screwed, a genre style that originated from Houston, which is Solange's hometown. So that could probably explain this sort of reinvention of Chopped and Screwed, but with
By the way-
a Neptune's twist.
She's been fire on Instagram with all the stuff she's been doing. Like, I don't know if you've been seeing her Instagram, but she's like not apologizing. She's just like completely just Black Lives Matter, completely like just going political, like just fighting, like pointing out all the things that you wouldn't think someone at her level would do.
Interesting.
You know, she's like no fucks given. I really respect the way she's been doing her Instagram lately. I really respect that girl, man. She's something else.
I have to go check that out. Yeah, I mean, I just know I just like heard on the grapevine, she's definitely not someone she's not a pushover by any means. I think
No.
she's definitely a woman who speaks her mind, and that's very apparent from all the music she makes, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, her music is bold, and you have to have serious vision to do her music. I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, and she wants to make a statement, you know. And if you want to make a comparison between her and Beyonce, for example, where her older sister's been under such a microscope, like she's such a big pop star, and you know we see Beyonce now being more vocal about social matters and you know these ways in which she's proud to be a Black woman, and you know she's setting an example. But Solange from the get-go was always someone who was very upfront about the things that she feels, you know, explaining to people like, don't touch my hair. Like, you know, people, the average person doesn't understand. They're like, you know, I've seen people do that to my own friends, you know, be like, can I touch your hair? And then them just be like, no, please don't touch my hair.
Beyonce credited her sister too and said that her sister was the one who encouraged her to be more outspoken and said, you know what, you can do more with your platform. So that's when Beyonce started to do more of her stuff. Because
Totally.
of Solange, you know, so
Yeah.
it's amazing.
That's great. And you can have that coalition created. And I mean, I know, like, I hear it all the time. It's like, you know, when you listen to musicians, you're like, I don't want to hear about their politics. And you have the opportunity to listen to their opinion. But if you do just want to hear about their music, you're still welcome to listen to their music. But if you're on their platform, following them on social media, you're going to hear about other things that are important to them. And I truly believe that everyone should just do what they feel, and if you want to express your ideals and your ethics and your morals to your followers, you can do that. And in the same way, your followers don't have to listen, so they can always unfollow you or mute you, choose to just listen to you on Spotify. So that's just my thought on that.
Yeah, of course. We're human beings.
There's some
100%.
people asking us questions in the thing. Do we respond to them or do we?
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Sorry. I'm just too busy stuffing my face with tater tots.
No, that's all good.
Yeah, you can answer. You can answer them.
Someone's asking, what does raving mean to you and why is it important? I'm gonna ask you that question first, and then I'm gonna ask you that question actually.
Oh, me.
Yeah, and then
I feel like the question must have been for you, but could we leave the question on the screen? Okay. Um, you know, raving to me means like acceptance. You know, it is a very specific kind of culture that has existed for many decades now. And, you know, the basis of raving is like plur, right? Like peace, love, unity, respect. That's a whole culture that believes in this idea of unity and empathy and inclusiveness. So for me, rave culture has always been about that. Even though there's other sides of rave where you do notice it's meant to be inclusive ideologically, but it's not that inclusive because there's not a lot of diversity in the culture itself. But yeah, I think rave culture is important. And I think if we can share those ideals of being inclusive and respecting each other and being unified in all those things, then society could be a much better place. So that's just my take on it.
you guys?
I mean, to me, it's like counterculture. It's always been a place for music to exist that can't really exist anywhere else. Maybe not anywhere else, but it's definitely a spotlight for underground dance music of all kinds, and that's kind of what I've always seen it as. Is it's like really it's a platform for that, and the audience that kind of wants to hear that music.
I would add to it. It's about being free to be yourself and no judgments. Like you said, it's all inclusive. But for me, being able to dance freely and not feel judged or anything, being able to be around people who aren't necessarily look like you or who who aren't fully like you, but you're connected because in that moment everyone's accepting. I actually felt like the rave culture that when I was around it actually had a lot of different people in it that I would never meet anywhere else except for in that particular moment. And we might not have anything else in connected other than that music in that moment. But there was an opening for connection there, and there's a purity there that you don't find normally in the rest of society. And there's a side of me that comes out in that world that is a lot more, I don't know, innocent maybe, that doesn't happen normally day to day. So that's kind of what I view it as.
I mean, I think these are all great things, and I've said it once before. I've said it once before, but I miss a good rave. I do. You know, I mean, at this point, you know, it's not very often that I like go and attend a rave on my own, but I miss performing at raves. I miss bringing people together, and yeah, you know, having someone walk up to you and be like, "Oh, you know, like I met my best friend at your show," or you know, I met my significant other at your show, or you know, your music has done this or that. Right now, we just exist in a bubble where we're creating, but we don't get to have that interaction anymore with basically anyone. You know, this show is the only reason why I'm still able to talk to people, because like every week I have to crawl out of my cave, come here and talk to my friends, and it's been good. Because if I didn't talk to you guys every week, then I'd probably end up like a little strange. How do you guys feel? Do you guys? I mean, I guess since you're in Canada, it's pretty chill. You still have interactions with each other, and
I mean, the first few months were pretty isolating, but I kind of liked it, to be honest. I think I needed a break from people in general. Yeah, I mean, I like the isolation at first. I think maybe if it was still to the degree that it was, 3 months ago, now I might be going a little insane, but the first few months I dug it a lot. Yeah. I was like, I'm ready for this. Give me the black hole.
I mean,
I don't know. I also enjoyed it. I felt like because we never really had time off since the band started, which was like over 10 years ago of touring. So this is literally my first time ever being home in Toronto for the entire summer. And there's streets in my neighborhood that literally are next to me that I've never even noticed before, and places that I've been in that are in Toronto that I've never noticed because I've always touring. So, and then people in my neighborhood I'm talking to that I never did before because I was always traveling here or there. So actually, and again, I think just the way Canada's dealing with it, I think it's been so much easier for everyone. So I think people are just at the beginning, I think everyone was like, oh, we need to do all this stuff. And then everyone kind of realized, wait, this is the year you don't have to do anything other than what you want to do if you're able to. So I think the whole city kind of started to kind of figure out how to enjoy this time the best they can. And you see more people in parks, more people biking, more people doing things they didn't do when they were too busy, you know? And there's a certain type of calmness to the city right now, that is kind of refreshing, you know?
Yeah, it's like everyone's taking a moment to smell the flowers through their face mask, but really soak it in. Let's see. Let's move on. I actually want to ask you. So you were talking about how you guys are working on music, working on solo endeavors, sharpening your tools. To say, do you think that you guys want to evolve what it is to be Keys and Crates? Because I know you guys are kind of like, I really identify with you guys in terms of music. Like, we don't really fit in a very specific genre, Is it dance music? Is it rave music? Is it urban? Is it instrumental? Or does it change if you put a vocal on it? Like, can you put it on radio? Maybe you could, or maybe it's a pop song. Where do you guys think that, or where did you guys start, and where do you guys think you sit now?
I mean,
Kind of on that spectrum.
We started as like a cover band. Like we were just doing like hip hop covers, and it was very rudimentary. Like it was like I would have like samples, like a Tribe horn sample, and like the acapella, and then Matisse would play like keys under it, and Tune would like play drums under it, and we would like live remix it. And that's kind of what we started doing. And then we kind of got bored with that, and we decided to start just trying to make our own stuff. So we sort of became producers together. We all just like learned Ableton, and then it became like us making beats and then learning how to take those beats and do them live. So like reconfiguring our setup using triggers and stuff so that we could get the sound from our production, live, but then adding, organic human swing and playing to it. So that's kind of, how we started and how we got into our live show. And I think musically we've evolved. Like, we started, very kind of organic sounding, and then we sort of got into the trap thing was very exciting to us because it was like a way to do instrumental hip hop for kids that would dance to it. They wouldn't just like stand there to it. They would actually like really dance to it. And that was like super appealing to us and really fun for a long time. And then trap kind of like became more like dubstep than like hip hop to us. It kind of went off into a direction that we just couldn't really identify with anymore. And the whole thing just became not as exciting to us. And that's when I think, a few years ago, we started to really do our own thing and try and go our own way, which is I think where we're at today is we're still trying to make sense of that, and we're still trying to build out what that musical vision is. But it's a cross between a lot of different things. It's a cross between hip hop and house and disco and trap and now like Brazilian stuff and Timberland influences and
gotta love Timberland.
Yeah, like I think we're just trying to make sense of it and make a lot of music and build a world out where we're making kind of like this kind of like soulful dance music that's that can fall into different genres, but it can hopefully like be played all together and fit as part of the same sort of like world.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting to hear you say all that because I completely identify as well. I never got like super into the trap thing, but I know you guys have dropped your Jay Dilla homage beat tape last year, so
yeah,
there's still a lot of like there's a very precious view of hip hop, like it's something that's really precious to me, and especially this resurgence in the last like three or 4 years of kind of less like, I mean, obviously there's still like the 2 Chainz style like rap, and there's like newer kind of like newer genres of rap that are out too, but there's also this resurgence of people like Anderson .Paak or something. There's a lot of the soul is being brought back a lot. You have like kids like the internet or all the like J. Cole and everything that he's doing too, and it's really cool because I find it really exciting. It kind of brings me back to this is the kind of hip hop that I was really into, and I thought it would never come back because maybe people thought it was just too soft or too corny. As as an artist right now, I think like the big EDM bubble has like kind of shifted, and you see people kind of listening to lots of different types of electronic music. Do you think that we're like, do you think hip hop and dance music are further or farther apart than they've ever been?
I think they're closer than they've ever been in a lot of ways. Because it's funny how people talk about electronic music. I mean, every time I link up with like somebody that's like a rap producer, I mean, the way their whole process and the way they make music is very much like an electronic producer. Like there's not that much difference. And their whole approach to me, it's all kind of this. I mean, I guess in terms of process, I mean, the music is, I don't know. I just,
Oh my God, I'm so sorry that my cat is throwing things off the table right now.
can you bring your cat? Can we see your cat?
Oh my, okay, hold on. Let me actually grab him. I'm so sorry. He's literally just like on like this coffee table, like tossing
Bring
all
him-
this
we
stuff
wanna
off in
talk
his
to
room.
your cat.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Misha, stop breaking stuff.
Wow.
Everyone can hear you. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh, Greg's in love.
So he has this thing where when he wants attention, he just starts to throw things off the table, and he knows exactly why.
As
And
we
so
all
here he
do.
is. Oh yeah, I wish I could throw things off the table for attention.
It's like a teenager crying out for help.
Is this
Aren't
a
you?
cry for
That's
attention?
crazy.
It's a very cute cat.
That's a very.
I feel like
stuffed
I
cat.
feel like I've seen your cat on the gram before.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Does he have his own Instagram account?
he does. Misha
I
the
think
cat.
I might follow it because I follow a lot of cat Instagram accounts.
He's pretty chill, but he definitely likes attention. But he can sit like this for a while, right?
That's pretty calm.
I forgot what I was gonna say. He just like
He just took over the show. It's just now
does
the
that.
cat show.
Here, watch. What's this? There he goes.
Yes.
So you'll be viewing a cat anus for the rest of the program. I hope everyone's okay with that. He's getting cat hair all over my tots.
Oh no.
I said tots. In case anyone
Does he
got
ever
confused.
go after your food? Will he eat human food?
No. No. He has this weird thing for white meat chicken.
Same with my cat likes jerk chicken a lot.
It's really
very-
specific.
Very proud.
Wait a sec. Are you okay? What can you? Are cats with the same restrictions as dogs with food and what they can and they can't eat?
Yeah, cats can't. Cats and dogs both can't eat garlic, chocolate, and onions. I know all of those things are like really bad for them.
But chicken and fish, obviously. But can they eat like beef and all that?
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
They eat beef. I mean that's my cat food is beef
Oh, all right.
every day. It's an all beef diet.
Day, all damn day.
I think my cat's chicken. And my cat actually can't eat any like seafood. Don't eat my cookie. No. We just talked about how you don't eat human food, and now he's like trying to go for my cookie. I don't think so, bro. Mine. But usually he doesn't. He'll like sniff it and be like, I don't want that. Even if I give him something really good, he'll be like, no, I don't want it. So for the most part, I don't have issues with him like eating a bunch, because I know that's the thing with cats. They'll just like eat a bunch and just vomit. So fortunately,
my cat
no
does
issues
a
with
lot.
that. But now I just have a bunch of cat hair all over. Anyways, aside from that distraction, back to regular programming. I'm gonna play another song that you guys picked. So this one is called "Love Me for Real" by Rim Kwaku Obeng. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly.
Is that yours tune?
Yeah, but who knows how to say that? Kwamu.
Wait. We're just gonna guess it. Hope that they're not angry. Any reason why you picked this track?
I don't know. It's a long track. It's like 8 minutes long. But I
Okay.
heard this at a disco night that I was at, and I Shazammed it. I've loved it ever since.
I love
This
a good
guy's also a
Shazam.
drummer. Also a drummer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see how much. I'll play the song and then we can just start talking over it.
Play the-
I love a good horn.
Who's got a cat versus dog poll going?
Okay. So this song came out and was originally released in 1989 on Rim and Cass's album Too Tough. Then it was re-released in 2015 on Rim Kwaku Obeng's quote, Too Tough, I'm Not Gonna Let You Go album. And that's a little bit of information I have about this track.
Good research. That's good.
Yeah.
Way to dig
What
for
do you
that.
like about it, Tune?
I like the vocal. I like the bass line. It goes into this whole other thing at around like, I don't know, like the 6-minute mark. It just goes into this completely different song. I don't know if it's a 6-minute mark. I don't know where it is, but yeah, it kind of goes on a little journey. The whole song is a big journey.
I
Very
love a
cool.
good Journey song. I feel
Yeah.
there's not as many tracks like that, long form tracks. And maybe in dance music world you have like a 10-minute long like progressive house song or something like that, but in terms of just like a good jam, don't hear
Yeah.
it so much. Calling out to all you music makers out there. We'd love to hear a good 8-minute boogie track.
Were you on the psychedelics tune when you heard this?
Possibly some mushrooms I was on when I was listening to this.
Mushrooms are not criminalized in Canada, right?
They actually just decriminalized it for medical use for dying cancer patients.
Oh.
For Canadians.
I'm not a shrooms guy, so what they're I didn't even know. I didn't ever thought. I guess they're criminalized in the States. I didn't even really know that they
Well,
were
they're
considered a.
Colorado decriminalized them.
Yeah. Oh,
Not like I know anything about mushrooms or anything, but if I were to know some things,
you looked it up, yeah.
or may have looked it up.
I don't know if they're like on a really high schedule, like they're considered a very like dangerous substance, and I think they're decriminalized somewhere in the Bay Area as well.
Are they?
Can you get addicted to them?
No.
Okay.
Addicted
I never heard
to
that either.
addicted
Just
to a good
psilocybin.
shiitake mushroom.
Yeah.
Wink. No, I know. So there are a lot of like cool, sort of interesting hippie-ish festivals in Canada. Like Shambhala is one, right? Which I haven't been able to play at. I know everyone says they really enjoy it, and I know Shambhala is also a dry festival, right? There's no alcohol there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys played that one? Do you guys have?
Yeah, we played it a couple times,
fucking
2 or 3
amazing.
times. Yeah, it's super cool. That was actually the first time I ever slept in a tent. It was at
Yeah.
Shambhala.
They made all the artists sleep in tents to be at the artist area was like because it's up in the middle of nowhere in the mountains of British Columbia, so there's no hotel you're going to or anything, and
Yeah.
they give you this kind of little artist compound where you have a tent and you kind of sleep around all the other tents, and it's really cool. It's a really really tribal experience, and I think everyone who goes appreciates it because it's just something special out there. The way
Yeah,
they
I
set
only
up the
hear really good
stages and
things
everything.
about it.
Yeah, you love it. The stages
Yeah.
they set up are amazing too. It's just you just walk through this little forest trail, all of a sudden you open up to this crazy stage, and then all the kids that go, they bring crazy tribal glow in the dark type of things. People build stuff for this thing, so people go all out, and it's literally like a little community of its own.
Yeah.
Transpo's a little scary.
Artist transfer, scary. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, any of those like mountain sort of Burning Man-esque festivals. Transpo can be a little hairy.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have like volunteers that are also going to the festival driving you.
Oh
It's
yeah.
also like a low-key nudist colony up there in the festival too. So
Oh,
anyone, you can
okay.
just be next to someone dancing completely naked. And you're just like, okay, it's like that, and it's just how it is up there.
Do you think that they spray their entire body with DEET? Because imagine there's like mosquitoes if you're in the forests. Because like Shambhala's always by a river, right? Because every time I see someone right after, because I forgot when it is, but there's a lot of festivals during that weekend. So I'll like play at a festival with someone who's just at Shambhala and they're just covered in mud.
Yeah.
But and imagine if you're just naked at a forest, like a forest rave, what would that entail in terms of like, making sure you don't get bit up like get a mosquito bite on your butt or something.
I think if
you
you're
know?
naked at a festival, you don't really care about mosquitoes. So
I mean, but what if
care
it
about
like
anything.
I don't know if it's inappropriate, but what if you get a mosquito bite on your balls? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do at that point? You just seems really like
You're like, that's it, going home.
I leave all my dad jokes on the table here.
just you can't. Yeah, I don't know. I just wonder. I wonder that about like a lot of people that do. Like I
also
love.
wonder that about the people. Like I've seen some of the Wookiees at some of these festivals. They're wearing the ones with the big fur suits, and it's like 32. It's like 80 degrees out, and there's these people wearing like fur suits. And I imagine those are the same people who don't mind getting a bite on your balls. Like they're just they just seem to have a higher threshold for uncomfortable situations. Because I'm the type of person like I need to, if I'm gonna camp, I'm gonna glamp. I'm not going to. I can't be outside if bushes are. I get itchy and I don't like bites. But I think there's certain people that just they don't care.
So you're saying that like you're like you would be uncomfortable with getting bit on your balls.
I'd be mad uncomfortable getting.
And would be just a wrap for you.
J Mac, shout out. Wooks don't feel pain. I don't think they do.
Yeah, I don't think they do.
I don't think they do.
I think if you're outside dancing naked in the forest, you're pretty much. It says a lot about you. I think.
Yeah, I miss Wooks. I miss all of it. I miss glowy things. I miss just seeing people being their best. I don't know if it's the best versions of themselves, but I love people just being a version of themselves that they're comfortable with. You know,
It's definitely their favorite version of themselves.
yeah.
I envy how happy they are being themselves in that situation. Like,
Yeah,
I couldn't do that, but
100%.
I envy that they're able to do that. You know?
Exactly. I'm always see the thing when I see people that are nude at festivals, and you know, like I've gone to Burning Man like several times, and I'm super into it and stuff. But I am like comfort first. Like, you know, it's difficult as it is to be out there, but you know, like set yourself up as decently as you can. You know, like spray some sunblock and stuff. But for the ones that are in the furry suits and the ones that are going naked, it's almost like a version of fashion over function, but it's not fashion. It's like
I don't know what it is. Like their spirit
Some-
animal or something.
Yeah.
They're dressed up as who they would be in another dimension or something. And like, there's a whole. I mean, you've probably gone down the rabbit hole and talked to some of them, right? And just figure out why. Yeah. And there's always some story that you just would never expect someone to say, but they have a complete rationale for why they do it. You're like, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I talk to
see
people
that.
and they don't have a rationale. I think they're just on like, you know, they're just on having a psychedelic moment, and I'm just like, oh, okay, this conversation is not going to go anywhere. But it was really great talking to you, sir. And then I'll just, you know, keep moving. I love a good aimless conversation. That's how sad I am. That's how much I miss social interaction. Is I miss conversations that go absolutely nowhere. Just like this one. Did we? Oh, no, just kidding. We missed the part of the song that you're talking about where it switched.
Don't
But
worry. It's too much to go through.
for anyone who wants to
great.
listen to it in full, it's called "Love Me for Real" by Rim Kwaku Obang, and we'll make sure to have that posted somewhere. This is a great part because I actually really want to play this music video before we run out of time. So first, to explain to everyone, so you guys released a single on Young Art, and I'm so grateful that you did. Young Art being my label. It's an incredible song, and yeah, I can't say thank you guys enough for just, you know, letting me have the opportunity to share it with everyone.
Thanks for having
Thank you for sharing.
Dude, it's like fire. And it'll be for sure on every playlist and DJ set going forward, especially when everything opens up. I can't wait to play it for people to dance to. So we actually have a music video that we'll be playing right now. So this is the music video for Double Dutch by Keys and Krates. Someone?
Anyway,
Mike? Johnny?
This is the music video. The three
Yeah,
of us on
yeah.
the couch.
Stand by.
hey guys, you ready? On the count of three, let's do it.
This video is amazing, by the way.
Yeah, shout out Sammy.
Shout out Sammy. Very talented video guy from. He's from Toronto. Remember the dancers there? Off the top? talented dancers. Shout them out.
Ooh, so fire. So the dancer's name is James Bailey. Got a shout out to everyone in the chat. Woo, so good. I have goosebumps.
Yeah, there he is.
So this is great. So you guys have actually had like several really high concept videos, and I think back to Hypnotic, for example, and you guys have a really beautiful music video here. I think it's an area that fans don't really know too much about. They only really see the final project. So how do you guys approach the video process? You know, how do you guys choose a director, agree on a concept, etc.?
We just try and work with people that we think are dope. Like we've always like the worst experiences with trying to do music videos that we've ever had was like trying to take too much of it on, because we're frankly just not video directors. So we just try and find people that or we find somebody and we like try and change what they do into something that we're seeing that we can't quite articulate. So like I think when it started coming together for us was we just started working with people that were like, oh, they already do a thing that we really like and they're on a vibe that we really like and we connect with that. So let's just work with them and come up with something. And we kind of already have this kind of like implicit trust in them that they're going to do something kind of dope. Even if we can't quite see it when they're coming up, we're articulating the vision or they're articulating their vision. We have some trust in them, you know?
Yeah, that's a similar approach that I have as well. I think it's like letting another artist be themselves, because when you're a musician, we've all had moments where someone's like, you know, if you have to do a collab or maybe you have one commercial project or something where you don't get the final say, there's always someone trying to be like, well, it could sound happier. And I'm like, what does that mean? You know, or like it would sound cooler if like you move these sounds around, but it's like, you know, you do it for them. They're like, no, that's actually not what I meant. And I was like, oh man, whatever.
Yeah.
So then I always think about that when I work with other creatives as well, like music video directors, artists, and things like that. Like really let them shine. And if they want my opinion, you know, I'll be there to support them and stuff.
Yeah.
So with this video, was it the director that came up with the concept?
Yeah, it was Sammy's concept, and yeah, he brought the idea together. He was doing a residency. Toronto actually has an island, just the other side. If you see the famous Toronto picture that there's water in front of it, it's actually shot from the island. So he was doing a residency over the course of the summer there. So he shot it at night on the island.
Oh, that's amazing. That's where the other airport is, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, the Porter Airport.
Yeah, I like that airport. It's cool.
Yeah, we all like that airport. We wish it went everywhere, but unfortunately it doesn't.
That's like our version of going to like the Burbank airport or like the Long
We've
Beach
been there.
airport.
That is also amazing.
Yeah. Anything that's not LAX, you know?
Yes, we do not like LAX, especially with all our gear, having to get it from one terminal to another.
Yeah, I always thought that was so backwards. Oh no, don't
So
eat the
weird.
tater tots, dude. Sorry. My cat's been like sitting on the table the entire time. He's still like right here. The fact that you can't go from terminal to terminal. I was on this flight once and I felt so bad. I was flying from somewhere like maybe Cleveland to LA, and there was this couple on my airplane and they needed to go from Cleveland to LA to Tahiti for their honeymoon. And as soon as they landed, there was just no way they were going to get to Tom Bradley because they would have to like lug all their stuff or take one of those shuttle things. And
Yeah,
I was like, this isn't working. See, he's right here. Boop.
there it is.
He's just staring at my pen, which I'll now put down. But yeah, I wonder if, let's see if I have some more questions for you. So let's rewind a little bit and get back to some of the social issues happening right now. I know you guys have been using your platform to share your experiences with racism and the Black Lives Matter movement. I don't know why it's really hard. I want to always add an S at the end, but and grammatically, I think I'm saying it wrong. Black Lives Matter movement. How's that been seen as a band? Like, what has been the reaction with you and your audience?
It's been fine. I think we haven't gotten any like weird backlash. I don't think, for the most part. I mean, we were kind of very apparent about where we stood on it. So I don't think anybody really, was trying to really like challenge us. I don't know. Yeah, we didn't see, because I've seen other people get some serious backlash from their fans, and we just didn't really experience it. I don't know. Didn't seem like, a thing for us.
Nice bands.
I guess.
Seems so.
Or they're quiet.
Or they're quiet. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they're just Canadian. They're just like
Maybe there's a lot of Canadians. Yeah.
they're just saying sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. Sometimes it's not even your fans. People that come out of the woodwork. At least for me, when I've made some comments, just like sharing my position, things that I believe in, things that we should, that I would like to share that are important to me, because I believe that everyone is free to make their decisions on what's right for them, and I'm allowed to share what's right for me. So every now and then, like a troll will like kind of dive in. But they were never apart. They're just trying to like disrupt all the peacefulness in my Instagram account,
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely people out there like that.
But it's cool to see that you guys are using your platform, because also, some people are really wary of using it at all. Though I think for the most part, I see a lot of community, because, us as musicians, we essentially make Black music, whether or not you aren't, we need to think about that when we're existing and we're making money and we're creating, because, a lot of that comes from Black culture. And I think it's important to always like back that up and respect the culture, and also like all people of color and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Very important.
And when you guys stopped eating, did you guys finish your food, or did you guys have like the itis? You guys just like super full now.
Smash the food.
Smash the food. Yeah.
So hot.
You guys got like Caribbean coma now, just like sitting back with it.
A little bit. Yeah.
Toon's sweating.
Toon is literally, you can't see, he's got tears in his eyes. He ate something peppery. I was gonna call you out.
Yeah.
But he had a moment to collect his thoughts, but something he ate was super peppery.
It's out.
Yeah. Now we're done.
If you can make it through that, you can make it through anything. Yeah. So let me play this other track that you guys picked. So this one's called Topspin by Decaps. Who picked this one?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Decaps or
Yeah.
decap?
We've been calling it DKVPZ.
Oh,
But
those
it's
dudes.
decaps,
the
yeah.
Brazilian cats,
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, there seems
I
to be
love
a
their
Z at
stuff.
the end on the file, but I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm down
They're
to play
what?
it.
Oh.
We can cut it.
This is so cute. You guys want to see this? I don't know. I can't.
Is he sleeping?
You're staring at your cookie. It's one of the two. It's great visuals for the song at this moment. Is it a he or she? I didn't catch.
Oh, it's a he, but his name is Misha, right? So the short form story behind his name is there's like I had met this like young person in Russia, and his name was Mikhail, which is like Michael, and Misha is like saying Mike, basically. So I named my cat Misha, but Misha sounds like a girl's name, so everyone assumes that my cat's female, but it's a boy cat. I mean, who knows what he identifies as? He identifies with being a cat. That's the most important.
Is he testing around new people? Is he fine if people come
Dude,
by?
he loves people. You know what he doesn't like? Other cats. He's kind of a dick, but he's good with dogs that don't try to eat him, and he loves people. So he's the kind of cat that's like, will make a believer out of you.
Sick.
If you've only seen like really mean cats, he's the kind of cat that'll go and like sit on your lap, and you'll be like, "What? I didn't know cats do this." But here he is, just like laying on all my papers, trying to ask you guys questions. So yeah, tell me about this song. I know it was released this year. I'm not familiar with the artist. It's spelled Deekapz.
They're a duo, right?
Yeah, they're like a Brazilian duo out of Brazil. You want to know where they're from? Take a guess. Anyone want to guess where they're from?
Hey, where are they from?
They're from Brazil.
Interesting.
And they're a duo. It means there's two of them.
Where'd you say they were from again?
Yeah.
How many members?
There's two.
Wait, what? Wait, no.
Yeah.
So when they go
if
on
you
stage,
have-
it's
they're like
how many
Keys and
people?
Krates,
It's
except there's one less of them. Let that sink in.
I'm enjoying this.
We need like a laugh
That's
track
good.
or
I have
a
a
groan
fan.
track.
I have
Yeah,
a fan of my
I like
shitty
it,
jokes. Amazing.
yeah. I just love the pause and the silence afterwards. It's just
I
great.
love it.
I love the
Silence
awkward
is great.
afterwards,
Yeah. You
That's,
gotta-
that's all I'm here for is the awkward silence after.
Yeah, but they're good and they're musical.
Yeah.
Like their songs go in like it comes out the gate just kind of, comes out hot on this track, but then they go on this like crazy musical journey later on. I like tracks that do that, but I think they're musicians, aren't they?
I don't really know anything about them from a process perspective.
Yeah.
How about this? How did you guys find them?
I was just digging on. Well, for me, I found them on SoundCloud, but
I think
SoundCloud
Falcons
still-
Falcons put me onto them, and then you were like, "Oh yeah, I know about them already."
The music industry's best A&R has been SoundCloud, at least for the last decade.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't go on it as much anymore. Is it still good on? Is it still good? I feel
Yeah.
like I just find
yeah.
people
Greg's
on.
been on it a lot.
Yeah, I'm on there all the time. It's good. Yeah, especially for non-American stuff. Like, there's a lot of Brazilian stuff, just stuff from all over the world on there. It's pretty good. Where do you find your music now?
Me, it's either word of mouth or lots of just like weirdly digging on Spotify. And I know that sounds not as deep as going on SoundCloud, but at this
No.
point, if you can get it on SoundCloud, you can get anything on Spotify, you know?
I go on Spotify too.
Yeah, it's interesting. And, everyone has mixed opinions about these playlists, and I do too. But sometimes the algorithm really gets you, and you'll be like, okay, I'm going to play James Brown radio or something like that. And then some song will pop up, and you'll be like, who this? And then you'll be like, oh, shit, cool. That goes onto my personal playlist. And, it is a hairy kind of situation for a lot of musicians, especially radio DJs and stuff, where you wonder where you fit in this world of algorithms and stuff and music, but they're not going anywhere. So sometimes I find I do discover a lot of really, really good music from artists I've never heard of, through these kind of like radio playlist things.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
However it can happen is the best. I Shazam a lot. I'm like an idiot standing on a table trying to Shazam the song in the grocery store or some shit.
You know, okay, so I talked about this. I forgot who was on my show, but I find I Shazam bad music a lot. I Shazam bad music the most, actually. Music I don't like. I shouldn't say bad. I Shazam songs I don't like. I'm like, what's this song I keep hearing that I don't like? And then I'll Shazam it. So my Shazam list is mostly songs, like a list of songs I don't like.
And
And like, I'll try to Shazam songs I like, but usually if I like the song, I can't Shazam it because maybe it's not popular enough. But then whatever I'm listening to that I don't like is usually pretty easy to Shazam because it's probably some like really popular song that I'm listening to like 20 times in an Uber. But yeah,
I'm so impressed with Shazam as a technology, like just how, I mean, so first of all, some of the stuff that I found on there, I've been very surprised of how obscure I've been able to find stuff on there, and also just like the fact that it can pick shit up in like a busy restaurant or something. I'm like, wow, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty mind blowing.
yeah, I agree. Have you ever had it where you try to Shazam a song and it sends you to a different song that uses the same sample? Because that's happened to me.
Yes.
So weird. I'll be like,
Yes.
what's this fire track? And I'll like look it up and then it'll send me to some song that has like clip art, like
Yeah.
album cover. And,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is not the song at all.
I can't
like,
remember
is this?
what it was, but yeah, that's happened to me a few times, and it's super funny. Or sometimes it sends you to the original sample, which is also funny.
That's kind of better sometimes. Have you guys
Yeah.
ever been what's your opinion on who sampled? Was it Who Sampled It or Who Sampled that website with that like it's like
love
the
that
ultimate
website.
narc if you've
Bunch of
ever sampled
snitches.
anything. Yeah,
Bunch
the
of snitches.
I love that.
snitches
site,
get
though.
stitches.
I mean,
It's-
I like it as a person that wants to know what a sample is in a song, and I don't like it as a producer that might be trying to hide a sample.
Yeah. I totally use it for that, and I also despise it for that
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
So I'm
totally.
just like, I sit there just going, I hope no one, you know. I
Yeah,
mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean, I found have you guys been sampled yet? Has anyone ever sampled you guys?
I don't think anybody sampled us. No.
Like
No.
a rapper or something like that, kind of like took a loop from you guys? Nothing?
No.
No, nothing.
Hasn't happened yet.
Only remixes. But that's an interesting question. I don't think so.
Has somebody sampled you?
Oh yeah. And I remember when it happened. I mean, it was okay at the end, you know. They sampled one of my like really really old. I guess this is like a cover remix I did of a Marvin Gaye song, and the song only exists basically on YouTube. I think it's called "The World Is Ours," and forgot which one it was. A TDE producer had sampled it for an Isaiah Rashad track on a mixtape, and I was like, word, because like everyone's like, oh, isn't this, oh, Toki's on this mixtape? I was like, am I? And then but I'm not into like suing or whatever. I'm just like, okay, this is something that happened, let's work with it. And so in turn I got a verse from Isaiah Rashad on my last album. And so like I like when it works out like that. I want things to work out like that, you know. I'm not out there trying to take anyone down, you know. But yeah, I've had lots
That's
of
very Burning Man of you. You're like, we can just barter, you know, we can just share. You know,
I-
you take the beat and I'll get a verse from you, and it's super chill.
I mean, it probably depends too, because I like Isaiah Rashad, and I was like, this is a good way for me to get straight in there.
Hell
Like,
yeah. Hell yeah.
And, but I've had moments where like, you know, I've had things taken, I was like in a very not cool way, and I was like, this isn't very Burning Man of the other person, so I'm not gonna be the same. So, you know, you have to hold your ground sometimes too.
You mean somebody in music, particularly rap music, was unpleasant? You don't say.
I actually think. Wait, let me think. In music, on any larger scale, anyone who has kind of like accidentally sampled me, they've been pretty cool about it. But
Yeah.
dude, I have a crazy story. So there's a TV show called shit. Okay, wait. it's because I don't really watch it. So there's this show on Fox, and it's about residents. I think like that's what you call residents work at hospitals, right?
Yep.
And it's about a bunch of residents working at a hospital diagnosing weird diseases, and basically one episode of this show portrays this young girl who comes in with this mysterious disease, who happens to be a DJ, and she's also she looks like she's like maybe Middle Eastern or something like that. So she's a person of color, a DJ. She comes in with a crazy brain disease, and I don't know if you guys know my backstory, but you know,
Yeah.
I did deal with like a really crazy situation, and basically this TV show ripped off my life, like my whole like experience. It's so weird.
That's crazy.
And it wasn't House. It's like this was in December or January where this show had premiered. So it's like it's like House 2.0. It's like them trying to make a new medical drama.
Okay.
And yeah, I was like really not happy, but apparently there's nothing I can do about it because there's some, I guess because my story's public, like people can do that or something. I don't know. I was pretty bummed, to be honest.
Have you ever seen the show High Maintenance before?
Oh, I've heard of that. That's a
High
pretty big
Maintenance?
one.
Yeah, the one where it's like a bike messenger in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Delivering weed. Is that
Yeah.
High Maintenance?
Yeah, I think, or something like that. I really like that one, the bike messenger. And it's like every episode is unique, right? Because it's always about the person who's buying the weed off of him.
Yeah. I just saw an episode last week where it was very meta, but it was like in the episode, this exact thing happened where the whole episode was about a TV show being written on this guy's life and this girl that he knew basically, and they like their story, and he ended up in the TV show, and then they like went to some deposition with lawyers and were like trying to be like, yeah, you can't write a whole pilot of a TV show based on our lives, and they're like, actually we can. And then that was where it ended.
So
Yeah,
now we know it's true because
now we
that's
know it's
exactly
true.
what
Yeah,
happened
'cause
to
that
me.
happened to you. That's crazy.
Isn't that wild? I remember just seeing someone on Twitter was like, oh, this episode of this show seems a lot like Toki Monster's story. And I was like, all right, I'm going to dig into this, pull up my Hulu account and see what this episode is about. And it was in such disbelief, you know. It's like, it was like a young girl who was aspiring electronic producer and DJ, you know. And
did you feel violated, like weirdly?
Oh,
where you're
100%.
like, "Ugh." Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
weird, huh?
dude, it was
I mean,
so
even though your
weird
story's out there, it's just like, I don't know. This is crazy.
and super blatant. Like they could have also switched around, maybe like made it. Oh, and you know, the character had the exact disease that I have. So the character had moya moya, which is what I have. They could have switched the disease. They could have switched it, instead of a girl, could have made it a dude. And I mean, it's like if they had just asked me or something, I probably would have been okay with it, you know. But I think it's just like, if I don't know if they're doing it in homage to me, but you know, they didn't. No one asked, and I felt a little bit like my experience was menialized in a show. And for me, it wasn't a TV show. For me, it was like a really traumatic, difficult thing I had to go through. So it was like, I was
Yeah.
like, this is whack.
Yeah, it's super whack.
Yeah. That being said, I'm glad I don't exactly remember the name of the show, but yeah, if you ever want to see an episode of my life being ripped off, you know, it's out there. I don't know what it's called. But thank you guys so much. I've been rambling. I like slept like 3 hours. That like insomnia. I need to be like David and learn how to sleep when I can. Thank you all so much for joining me. You know, thank you guys again for releasing Double Dutch on Young Art, and for everyone out there, that song is available on all platforms. You can rewatch that music video on YouTube. It's incredible, and I think it deserves to be watched in like really high definition as well. So thank you again. Thank you everyone for joining me. Next week, we have a special episode with Aluna taking over as host, and she will be with guests Rave Reparations and Bass Lollipop, and they'll be stopping by to hang out with her. So thank you guys. I got a week off next week, but Aluna from Aluna George will be here. And thank you guys again, Keys and Krates, for joining me.
Take care.
Bye.
Yeah.